Okay. So let's go ahead and start on our mat, laying on our back. Once you get to your back, turn your attention in towards your breathing. It's always a good way to start. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Fully in, fully out. Let's do 3 fully in, 3 fully out. Okay, so as you're breathing, no matter which one you're on, go ahead and breathe in fully, breathing through the entire abdominal area and expanding those ribs, front, sides, and back. As you exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine and squeeze out every last bit of air. Breathe in, fully out. Remember, as you're breathing out, if you want to relax more with it, you can slow down the exhalation. So like purse the lips, almost like you're blowing through a straw. Squeeze that belly button towards the spine. Once you feel like you've gotten out every little last bit, squeeze out even more, and then don't take that next breath until you absolutely have to. Just using your breath to bring some oxygen inside the body, using the ground to support your body, and just let go of everything. If you want to place your hands on your abdomen now, you can do so. Just going to walk our hands around, just kind of feel what's going on in there. Walking our fingers underneath the rib cage, over to the hips, other side. Can't express or emphasize how important it is that you guys make it a habit of massaging into your abdomen. As you know, you're going to reach one hand across the body, reach as far across the lateral hip as you can. Just hook your fingers in and just draw it towards the center. You see me just reaching across, hooking those fingers in, and just massaging across. And then we're going to switch sides. Just reaching across the body, hook those fingers in, and you're massaging through that, in that space in between the ribs and the hips. Nice and easy. From here, take a hand into the lateral neck, stroke down through the side of the neck, rotate your neck to the other side as you stroke to the other side now, alternating sides. Couple that movement with your breathing, nice and strong, but nice and relaxed all at the same time. Just allow everything to relax. Anything that's not working, let it relax. Good. From here, you're going to bend one knee. You're going to press through the heel, roll onto your side, then roll back onto your back side. Let's switch sides. So all I do is one leg's bent, one leg straight, press through the heel, roll onto the side, and then come back onto your back side. Switch it up. You want to bring the arm above the head, you can feel free to do so. You'll notice that as you roll, you feel a nice compression into the posterior and inferior shoulder musculature. And come to the back side, switch, roll. Nice and relaxed. This is a relaxed movement. There should be no unnecessary tension, and just letting your body flow with the movement. Nice and relaxed. Pressing through, rolling, pressing through, rolling. From here, we're going to bend both knees. We're going to inhale with our knees in the center. As we exhale, we're just going to drop them over to one side. Inhale, knees come to center. Exhale, come to the side. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to the side. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to the side. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to the side. One more time. Inhale, knees to the center. Exhale, knees to the side. Okay, guys, let's come to a seated position, please, so you can use the momentum of your legs to rock yourself up. Nice seated position on your mat. I'm going to mobilize our spine a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab onto our knees and we're going to pull our lumbar spine forward. From that position, you want to make sure that your ribs are situated right over the hips. So they shouldn't be flaring up in front and they shouldn't be flaring out in back. They should be just right in the center. And then your chin's going to be slightly tucked as you press to the front of your head. So we're going to hinge forward at the waist. Our hands will come in front. And we're just crawling our fingers out in front of the body and just relaxing through the spine in this nice forward fold. So nice and relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and relaxed. As you exhale, you're going deeper into that movement. From here, we're going to come back to an upright position, stacking one vertebrae at a time. So we're starting with the lumbar spine, stacking one vertebrae at a time, then the thoracic, then our cervical. From here, I'm going to bring my hands behind me, and I'm going to imagine a fountain of energy coming out through the top of my head, and I'm going to extend through the entire spine and use my hands as support. So I can even lift my butt up off the ground a little bit and just kind of sway the hips from side to side, relaxing the hips, relaxing the spine, and pressing your body through the shoulders. So you're not sinking in between your shoulders, but rather pressing yourself up and opening up your chest. Nice, deep, expansive breathing. Exhaling nice and slow. Let's set our caboose back down onto the ground and move ourselves to flexion again. So just rounding through the spine. This time we're going to come right back up and move right into extension. So we're sending a nice wave of movement into moving our spine through flexion and extension. Flexion and extension. Okay, nice and easy. One more time, let's go ahead and press through those two hands. A little bit of a shake of the hips from side to side. If your torso is a little bit longer than mine, then perhaps you're going to have to make some modifications. I have a really short torso. But the idea is to get just that nice little bit of extension through the spine. All right, so from here, we're going to add some shoulder action. So let's take our arms out to the side and bring our hands to shoulder height. From here, I want you to drop those shoulders down away from the ears. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring all of our fingers together. One side, the fingers will go up. Other side, the fingers will go down. So you'll notice we're rotating the arm bone, rotating the shoulder bone. If you want to add a little bit of reach into that movement, you can. Reaching and rotating through our arm bones. From here, we're going to bring one arm forward and one arm back. The arm that's forward, palm will be facing the ceiling. The arm that's back, you're going to have a palm facing the ceiling as well. Let's switch sides. We're bringing it forward and back. So when the shoulder's in front, the shoulder is externally rotated. The palm is facing the ceiling. When I bring my arm to the back, my arm is internally rotated. So my palm is still facing the ceiling. Switch sides again. Nice and easy. You might feel a nice, gentle contraction of the triceps, shoulder muscles. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. From here, we're going to breathe in and float our arms out to the side. Arms and hands will come together above our head as you exhale. Bring those hands down heart center. Press forcefully into your palms without elevating your shoulders. So nice and calm, nice and relaxed. From here, let's bring our hands behind us. We're going to mobilize the hips a little bit. So in order to do that, you're going to have your feet flat on the ground. You're going to lift your butt off the ground. And you're just going to drop one knee towards the midline and then drop it towards the outside. So drop the knee towards the midline and then drop it towards the outside. So this is like WD-40 for the hips, right? Switch sides. Move forward, bring it back. You can move around a little bit. The distance of your feet to your body will change the effect. So if I bring my hands and feet further apart and I do the same movement, I'm going to get a different vector, a different position, a different angle to challenge my tissues. Okay? So this is mobilization, but it's also activation. Okay? So just nice and easy using internal and external rotation of the hip. Nice and easy. You can always add variations. I always like to add an element of relaxation. So I'll just kind of move my hips around, switch sides, internal, external rotation. You can even kind of start to take one hand off the ground. You can maybe even transition here. Choice is yours. Just nice, gentle mobilizations. You'll notice, like, if you take the foot behind, you can get a nice, gentle stretch. And just add whatever variation works for you. Okay, so from here, we're going to continue our spine mobilization. We're going to do it from a kneeling position. So get into kneeling, please. A nice, strong kneeling position. We're going to do the same exact thing. So you can either choose to point your toes or you can flex your toes. The choice is yours. All we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward at the hips. And then at the last moment, we're going to round the back. Bring our arms in front of the body. The palms are off the ground. I'm opening up through the lateral rib cage, and I'm just adding gentle mobilization and undulations of the spine using the shoulders. So breathe in deeply and expansively as you mobilize through the spine, through the shoulders. You can add a little bit of a wagging of your tail, just so you can feel that full spinal articulation. From here, you're going to press up through the mid-back, bring your body weight forward, and just really explore a nice rounding of the back. And then from here, we're going to bring our body weight totally forward into a cobra-type pose and open up the spine that way as well. Now in this position, I want you to inhale, exhale, and relax and let go of that lumbar spine. Wherever you're feeling this in your body right now, I want to encourage you to distribute that load throughout the whole spine so that you're not just feeling it in one spot. Nice and easy. Nice and relaxed. Opening up that spine. Okay. Let's bring our body weight back. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to bring our attention back into our shoulder mobilizations. So what I want to ask that you do is you're going to spread your hands, your fingers wide. Your hands will be under your shoulders. We're on hands and knees. And you're going to start just with some gentle rotations of the arm bone. Nice and easy. Nice and relaxed. You can also feel free to turn the wrist over and get some mobilizations of the arm and rotations of the arm in this position. Kind of twist the wrist around, add some wrist action. But the main thing is your shoulder. Nice, gentle movements and rotations. Okay, from here, we're going to do a rhomboid push-up to get some scapulothoracic joint movement going. So all I'm going to do is, with my elbows straight, I'm going to drop my weight, or my head, if you will, or my spine in between my shoulders, and then I'm going to bring my spine towards the ceiling. So I'm lowering myself in between my shoulders, and then I'm pressing my spine away. So my shoulder blades are coming together as I drop myself through, and they're coming further apart as I press myself up. This is a nice rhomboid push-up. This is very important movement to create healthy, stable shoulder joints. Okay, I can add some modifications there, and just add whatever I need to get all the little areas of the shoulder stimulated and activated. Okay, from here, we're going to add our hip mobilizations from this same position. We're going to do some step outs. So what that means is you're going to take your body weight, press yourself into a tall kneeling. I'm going to put all my weight into one leg as I step the leg out. From here, all I'm doing is bringing my body weight forward and back with as little effort as possible. Okay. Neutral spine, hinge forward at the waist, bring the leg forward. You can use some hands for support, or you can bring your hands to the ground. The choice is yours. You can open up like you're going to look at the bottom of your foot, open up the hip. You can bring your knee down like there's something on the outside of your foot that you want to try to take a look at. And then bring that leg back and switch sides. Stepping out, looking at the foot. You could also be thinking about that back leg, that back hip, opening, moving, breathing through the whole process. Okay, step out to the side, same exact thing. When you're stepping out, I really want you to feel that spine neutral, and I want you to feel the relationship of the hip inside the acetabulum, inside the hip socket. I want you to feel that relationship there and see if you can't mobilize that. One more time out to the other side. Nice and relaxed. No rush. Just getting some nice gentle mobilizations, adding the variables or the variation that works for you. Okay, let's go to standing, please. We'll do our final spinal mobilization from a standing position. So from a standing position, what we're going to do is we're just going to send a nice gentle wave through the whole spine. So I lead with the knees, go to the hips, go to the sternum or the ribs, sternum, chin, forehead. It's that combination of movements. I can reverse that movement, almost like I'm going to do some, what do you call that? I don't remember the name of the game where you go into the bar. It's probably not a bad thing. Okay, so you're just adding gentle mobilizations. Now from here, I want you to take your hands and the ribs, and then you're going to emphasize some rib movement. This should be nice and relaxed. It shouldn't be stiff. It shouldn't be causing any pain. You're just mining for how well the spine can move. So now we're just doing a nice little combination of any of those. Yeah, you know, the next time you go to the club, it's going to be all of them. Oh, boy. Okay. So from here, we're going to stay standing. We're just going to add the shoulders. So we're going to reach out to one side. We're using our hip as a counterbalance. Reach out to the other side. Reach, reach, reach forward, reach behind, forward. Okay, so you got any of those variations. You either have a side reach, you can take one leg off the ground as a counterbalance as you reach. Reach to the other side, same thing. Leg counterbalances. Okay, you can reach forward, both arms. Nice and strong. Feel that nice strong connection to the whole body. Nice and strong the whole time. Sit the weight back a little bit. Get a nice stretch to the posterior line. Reaching. Again, just adding whatever variable you want. Reach towards the ground. Add different angles. In life, we don't live in alignment. So while it's important to practice alignment as we move, you also want to practice moving out of alignment. Nice and relaxed movement. Adding some nice shoulder movement. Nice and relaxed. Just getting those shoulders moving. Remember, you use my suggestions as a framework and a starting point, and then you work from there. We're just mobilizing the shoulders, and that's it, guys. How many variations can you think of? Mobilize that shoulder as much as you can. All right. Hips, same exact thing. So we're going to lift one foot off the ground. We're going to bring that knee in towards our chest. Then we're going to bring the leg out to the side. Then we're going to bring it towards the back. Then we'll bring it back out to the side, towards the front and down, this time without the hands. So bring the leg up. If you can only go this far, that's fine. If you can take it higher, that's cool. Take it to the side, take it to the back, and then back to the side, back to the front. Let's switch sides. So again, I'm flexing the hip, flexing the knee. Bring my hands to pull that knee towards my chest. I'm going to go ahead and bring the leg out to the side. Bring the leg towards the back. And then reverse the order. Side, front. Take the hands out now. Let's go ahead and flex the hip, abduct the hip, and extend the hip. Okay? Reverse the order. Nice and strong. And then one last time. Flex, abduct, extend. Bring it back. Okay, from here, hands on the hips. Let's do some nice hip circles, just relaxing those hips further. Other direction, please. Nice and easy. Okay, let's go ahead and sit down on our mats. We're going to practice some break falls. Break falls are very important, of course, to get into a habit of falling in a safe manner. So all we're going to do is, from a nice long spine, we're going to round through the back. We're going to slowly rock back and smack our hands gently on the ground. And then come right back up. So your chin goes to your chest. You don't want to be smacking your head on the ground. And you're moving as slow as you'd like. And then coming up. You can go more to the side. You can go to the other side. If you want, you can actually make this a little more challenging by coming to a kneeling position or a squat position. Same exact thing. Come right back up. Add whatever variations you like. Remember, I'm giving you baseline suggestions of how we can add movement, and then you add the little variations. This is so important, though. You can feel the ground massaging whatever part makes contact with it. And that's what we want to find is a healthy relationship with the ground. We want to feel how the ground can massage the body. Nice and easy. Okay, from here we're going to move into a side bend sit position.
So one leg is bent in front, one leg is bent towards the back. From here, I want to just invite you to familiarize yourself with the position. One arm is posted in the ground. Okay? You can post the other arm behind you, swivel those knees to the other side. Same exact thing. Just feel and mind for the sensations. Be aware of the sensations and then pivot to the other side. Now, if you want an abdominal exercise straight out of the gates, just take your hands out of the equation. And now when you swivel your knees from side to side, you're getting a nice contraction of the different areas of your abdominal wall. Okay, so I'm lifting my hands up, going this way. Alternately, I can also just choose to pick my legs up and switch instead of keeping the feet planted on the ground. There's always a million variations. But let's be clear on the goal. The goal is to mobilize the hips through this movement. So I'm mobilizing through the hips. I really want to feel the ground under my legs. I want to play around with kind of pressing myself up and lowering myself down. Switch. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Just keep going from side to side at a speed that works for you. I like to mix the speed up because remember, speed is an important variable to change throughout your movement practice. Okay? All right, from here we're going to move into some get-ups. So we're going to start by laying on our back. We're going to start as flat on the ground as you possibly can. From here, I'm going to draw my belly button towards my spine, and I'm going to come to an upright position. I'll place my hands into the ground, over to one side, bend one knee, press myself up, and then come to a nice standing position. Lower yourself back down, going through the same positions. Let's try that one again. So we're on our back. We're drawing our belly button towards our spine first. Coming upright, place the hands over to one side, bend one leg, then the other leg, come to standing, walk it out. Okay, let's bring the hands back to the ground. Lower yourself back down. As flat as can be, let go of any tension, just totally relax. And then the first movement is to draw that belly button towards the spine. Once you do that, you can come up, hands to the side, press yourself up. Walk it out. Okay? So lower yourselves down again, please. Again, bringing your hands to the ground first, kicking one leg out, taking the hands out of the equation, get those abdominal muscles activated, and then just let it all go. One last time, belly button gets drawn towards the spine, hinge up or get yourself to that upright seated position, and then we're going to go ahead and come to a nice standing position. Okay, guys, let's move back into our break falls. This time what we're going to do is we're going to come from a standing position, or if we haven't done it yet, squat position. So from a standing position, I'm just going to lower myself down slowly, smack, and then use the momentum of my arms to get me to stand back up. I can go to the side. Again, I'm slowly lowering down and then coming right back up. I can go to the other side. Sometimes it's helpful to reach one foot across and then coming up. Make sure that this feels good on the joints. If it doesn't feel good, you're going to have to slow down your movements even more. Make sure it feels good on the hips, good on the wrists. And if it doesn't, all you got to do is just modify how you're doing. Walk it out. So each one of these break falls has tremendous benefit. And then when we get to our standing position, we're walking it out. so that we can bring all the other muscles and tissues into the equation to help with our recovery process. Nice and easy, nice and smooth, ninja quiet, minus the slap, of course. Okay, guys, let's get back into our side bend sit position, please. One leg bent in front, one leg bent in back. This time we're going to add a gentle reach. So all we're going to do with a neutral spine is hinge forward at the hips and get a nice reach into our room. Swivel those knees to the other side, reach the other way. Reach above the head, to the side, reach across, and then switch. So remember, I'm giving you baseline, you take it and run with it. We're using side bend sit to mobilize the hips, and we're using a reach to add the shoulders. And then the variations that you use help to stimulate other tissues in the body. Nice rotations. Make sure that you're breathing. So if you choose to do something where you're rotating, for example, you want to breathe in and let go of the tension, guys. Let it go. These movements are safe. We're not carrying a tremendous load, so we should be able to relax the spine through the movement and use our breath to do that. Nice and easy, nice and strong. I notice this is kind of like a push-up. It's using our body in different ways. Okay, so now cross the other leg in front. We're going to do some get-ups from a cross-leg position. So all you'll do is bring your hands over to one side. Put your weight over your hands, press yourself up, stand, walk it out. Let's try that again. Lower yourself down, nice and easy. Cross the legs in front, nice and strong, nice and buoyant, nice and upright. Take the arms to the other side now. Bring the body weight over, switch, pivot the legs, stand up, walk it out. Okay, lower down, nice and easy. Okay, switch to the other side. So again, I'm reaching across, switching around, walk it out. You can bring your feet into a cross position and lower yourself down this way if you like. Okay, again, so you're just bringing your arms across the body, bringing your body weight over. If you want to do a little fakie, like, oh, I'm going to go this way. No, maybe I'll do the other way. Walk it out. Nice and easy. Remember, there's a correlation with how well or how easy you can get off the ground and mortality. Because to be able to get up and down off the ground with a relative state of ease tells you a lot about how functional your tissues are. And if they're not, it's okay. It's a progression. We're getting there slowly and surely. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to do our break falls one last time. This time you can do them from whatever position you like. So whether you want to do them from seated, from a squat position, or from a standing position. Choice is yours, and you can use the momentum of your arms to come forward, but you can always feel free to use your hands to bolster that process as well. Breathe as you go. Always ready, always focused, always, thinking about the next move. Right? And when I fall down, boom, get right back up. Same thing in life, right? Life has its challenges. Fall, you're like, ah, bam. You get right back up. All right, let's do this. Nice and relaxed. Nice and smooth. Nice and relaxed. You can really soften that body as you fall to the ground with control. Okay, guys, let's get back down onto the ground into our side bend sit. So we're just going to add one layer to this. And all it is a hip hinge with a press. Let's try that a few times. The spine is long, hinging at the hips. I'm pressing through the glutes. So this leg that's in front, I want you to feel that glute, the back, the hip muscle, posterior hip muscle on that same side. And you should feel that thing fire really nicely. Okay? And then we're going to swivel our knees to the other side. Same exact thing. So hinge and press. Lower it down. Swivel to the other side. Hinge, press. Hinge, lower down. Swivel. Hinge, press. Always ready for that next movement. So if I got to come to a standing position, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so again, side bend sit, hinge, press, hinge, lower down, swivel, hinge, press, hinge, lower down, swivel, hinge, press, lower down, hinge, lower down, swivel, 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 hinge, press. Is the timing that works for you. Swivel, hinge, press. Nice and easy. Hinge, press. Breathe as you go. Okay, guys. So from here, we're going to come to our kneeling position for our last set of get-ups. So we're in kneeling. All you're going to do is you're going to take one foot out to the side. You're going to bring your body weight towards that leg. Get yourself situated into more of a lunge. Press yourself up. Bring the back leg to the front. Walk it out. So this is basically kneeling to lunge to get up. Okay, then we're going to walk ourselves back through that process. So lunge, kneeling, relax. Let's try that again. So we'll go to our lunge. We're going to press equally between the foot, back foot and the front foot. We'll bring the back leg to meet the front foot, walk it out. Nice and easy. Staggered stance into a lunge, lower yourself down. Bring those legs together, nice tall kneeling position. This would be a good stretch on the feet or the toes. Okay, hinge forward at the waist, press yourself into tall kneeling. Step out, lunge, press equally into back and front foot. Hinge at the waist, bring that back leg forward, walk it out. Nice and easy. Staggered stance lunge. Lower yourself down, bring the other leg to meet the other one. Nice, tall kneeling position. Okay, one last time. Step out lunge, press through the back leg, bring that back leg forward, and walk it out. Okay, guys, from here, we're going to drop ourselves down into a deep squat. So feet are about shoulder width apart. You're dropping your caboose, your butt, all the way down towards the ground. And we're just going to familiarize ourselves with this position. So you're just going to shift your body weight from side to side. Just explore those sensations there. You're going to bring your hands in front of the body. We're going to do a little hop. So I want you to shift your body weight forward. And with control, bring those feet forward. Now let's lift the feet up and take them back. And then walk the hands back. Spend a little bit of time in that squat position. Shift your weight around. Perhaps you can walk a little bit with your squat. And then when you're ready, let's walk our hands out in front of our body. Bring our body weight forward. Small hop back. Walk the hands back into our squat. Okay? Go ahead and just add a little bit of squat walking. Nice and easy. Remember, you should be feeling good in the body, especially in the hips. And if you're not, I want you to move those hips in such a way where you can actually mobilize in a way that's appropriate for you. One last time, let's bring our body weight forward. Weight comes forward towards the hands, hop the feet, and then weight goes back into the hands, hop the feet back. Okay, guys, from here, we're going to go into our quadruped position, so stay pretty much right where you are. You can either choose to be on hands and knees, or take your knees about an inch off the ground, and we're going to simply walk, or crawl, excuse me, a little bit forward and a little bit back. So contralateral arm and leg move at the same time. So you'll notice that as I pick up one arm, the opposite leg is also moving. If you're on hands and knees, that's an okay, that's actually a great position as well, because we want to be able to navigate ourselves around our environment with crawling. Nice and easy. You can go over to the side. Nice and easy. You can play around with variations with the feet, so toes flexed versus toes pointed. You play around with different heights, crawling at a little bit of a lower level. Perhaps I got to get down low, get underneath an obstacle. It's just a nice, easy crawl. Nice and relaxed. Should be very, very good and productive for mobilizing both the shoulders and the hips. So make sure you're breathing while we go. All right, our next movement is a plank rotation. So we're going to lower ourselves down onto our forearms. We're going to straighten out the legs. So we're in a nice, strong plank position. Right? From here, you can alternately take your arm off the ground and lift the opposite hand towards the ceiling. And then lower down slowly with control, switch sides. So again, I'm putting all my weight into one side, reaching towards the ceiling, and then lowering down. If this is too much, you can lower your pelvis to the ground. Same exact thing, only with the body on the ground. Okay, there's always variations to every movement that we're going to practice. Nice and strong reach. Lower down with control. Reach to the other side. Nice and easy. If you have any history of shoulder issues of any kind, this is a great opportunity for you to explore stabilizing through isometric contraction in that stabilizing shoulder or in that supporting shoulder. Nice and easy. Breathing while you go. These are some of the harder sets of our exercise today. So hang in there. Nice and easy, nice and strong. You play around with your bridge a little bit, reaching higher, perhaps even reaching in different directions, reaching through and under the body, reaching. The idea is to have control as you move. Okay? Let's go ahead back into our deep squat position, please. We're going to do some lateral shuffle crawls. Really fun and exciting stuff. So from this deep squat position, you're going to reach across the body with fingers spread wide. Take your other hand to the ground, and you see my leg that's furthest away? That one's going to hop first as I come to the other side. Then I place my hand across the body, then the other hand. Remember, the leg that's furthest away hops forward or to, through. Place your hand down to the other hand. If you want to add to this one, you can kind of hover as you bring your feet up off the ground. So as I bring my feet over, I can do it nice and slow. Okay, add a little bit of squat walking, keeping yourself in a nice controlled position. Okay, breathing as you go. Let's do another shuffle crawl. You can do as many and go as far as you like. This one should be a lot of fun. Not too much, not too little. All right. So from here, we're going to get into some tripod transitions. That means we're going to go from basically our hands and knees to inverted crawl. So on your hands and knees, I want you to lift those knees up off the ground. We're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg. The leg is going to come underneath the body. So now I'm in my inverted crawl position. We'll walk around a little bit here. And then opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring that leg underneath. Now we're back into crawling. Let's switch sides. So again, opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring the leg underneath. Now I'm in inverted crawl. I can bring my feet closer to my butt as I move. Or I can also take them further apart. You never know what life is going to throw you. So you want to be prepared by training in as many different ways as you possibly can and exploring outside the box. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Bring that leg underneath. You want to add some standing, walk it out? Go ahead. Lower yourself down with control. Right back into your inverted crawl. Position yourself right back to standing. Walk it out. One more time. Lower it down. Hands and knees. Bring the leg under. Inverted crawl. Bring it back out. Nice and easy. Okay. One more time. Into our inverted crawl. Get yourself back into your hands and knees. All right, so from here, we're going to do some plank rotations on our hands. So that before we were on our forearms, now we're going to be on our hands. So if you can go into a push-up position, please, or hands and knees, choice is yours. And then what we're going to do is, from this position, we're just going to reach up towards the ceiling. My fingers are spread wide. My shoulder is in a nice, stable, depressed position. And I'm using the power of my shoulder to control the movement. Nice and easy. So again, if you're doing this from my hands and knees, that's fantastic as well. The idea is to get some nice, strong rotation through the spine while you're getting a nice, strong contraction of the posterior shoulder musculature. Fingers are spread wide. Get that nice, strong rotation. Switch it out. Again, you can add whatever variations you want to this process. So for example, while I'm reaching like this, I can bring my leg forward and back. Bring the arm back down, switch sides. Forward. Perhaps I want to walk a little bit this way, walk a little bit that way, switch sides, walk a little bit this way, walk a little bit that way. Okay, guys, so back into our squat position, please. So we're going to do squat to standing in a nutshell. So from this squat position, I want you to feel yourself in a good position. If you can't get into this very easily, you can put a pillow underneath or a book under your heels. But this is a very important resting position. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to come off the heels of our feet. We're going to drop our knees towards the ground with control. And then what we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight back, making our shins perpendicular to the ground, press through the heels to come to standing, walk it out. All right, hinge forward at the waist, dropping your weight back through your hips, keeping those shins perpendicular to the ground. Lower yourself back into your deep squat. Okay? Lift the heels up off the ground. If you need to bring your hands on the ground for support, that's fine. But if you can keep them off, that's awesome as well. You're just barely tapping the knees in front and then bringing them right back. Drop the weight back through the hips. Shins come perpendicular to the ground. Press through the heels. Press through the knees. Come to standing. Walk it out. Again, hinge at the waist. Dropping your weight back through those glutes. Nice and strong. Spread those sit bones wide. Drop the knees towards the ground. Drop the weight back. Come into standing. Walk it out. All right, guys. Let's come back down towards the ground. This time what we're going to use is our quadruped position to come to standing. So on hands and knees, all we need to do is lift the knees up off the ground, walk our hands back towards our feet. Once we get our shins perpendicular, we're going to press through the glutes to come to standing, walk it out. Lots of hip hinges, lots of squats today. Okay, again, hip hinge at the waist. Lower yourself down, bring the hands towards the ground, bring your knees towards the ground. Practice picking the hands off, the knees off, or the feet off. Always want to have the ability to go through as many variations as possible. All right, so from here, again, same thing. Walk your hands back towards your feet. So you're going from that deep squat position to a nice standing position, walk it up. Okay, back down, hinge at the hips, lower yourself down, nice and slow with control. Always ready, always moving and feeling nice and light through the whole spine. And then when you're ready, go ahead, walk those hands back towards the feet. Drop the weight back, stand up, walk it out. Thanks. Hinge at the hips, lower those hands down. Bring those knees down and then perhaps come right back up. So this is quadruped to standing. However you want that to happen is totally fine with me. What we're doing is we're practicing getting our hands completely connected to the ground and completely stable and ready from this grounded position, and then we're standing right back up. It's a great way to warm up the tissues continuously and also make sure that our body is able to get us up and down off the ground. So take as much time as you need. I only move really quickly just so that you can see that there's variations for those of us that want to take it to another place. Okay. All right, guys. So from here, let's come into our quadruped position one last time. And this time what we're going to do is, I'll show you the movement first, and then you can try to do it with me. We're going to bring the knees up off the ground. I'm going to extend through the hip and reach the foot behind. And I'm going to look for the ground with my foot. You'll notice now I'm in my inverted crawl type position. And then I'm going to come right back over, leading with the hand. Now I'm back into foot hand crawl. Okay, so all I do is I bring one foot off the ground and across and behind, and I'm looking for the floor with my foot to slowly bring myself down into inverted crawl. And then I bring my hand over and my foot comes back. Switch sides. You come over. You can feel free to add a little bit of crawling perhaps. And then when you're ready, and if you need to do this from hands and knees, that works as well. You're just reaching, literally reaching through the foot and bringing that foot behind you and then come into inverted crawl. Okay? Hand leads the way from inverted crawl back into quadruped. Okay? So again, lifting that leg up, behind, inverted crawl. You can go as fast or as slow as you like. Choice is yours. This is our last movement, guys, of the movement series. Make it count. Nice and easy. And nice and relaxed. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and lay on our backs on the ground. Start to cool this thing down a little bit. So add a couple bridges here. So your knees are bent. Once you start to just really let go of any tension here. I want you to tuck that butt underneath. You're going to press through the heels, pressing into a nice strong bridge. You can choose to either place your palms into the ground or the backs of the hands into the ground. Personally, I like to do a combination of two of those, just so I can feel the difference in my shoulders as they help out with this positioning. Okay? Now from here, I'm going to breathe in, breathe out. Now as I breathe out, I'm going to lower myself down one vertebrae at a time. But I'm going to imagine the tip of my tailbone extending away from the top of my head. And I'm going to lay one vertebrae down at a time, starting with my mid-back, and then my low back, and then finally my sacrum. But it's one vertebrae at a time. I want you to feel the sensations of your spine making contact with the support of the ground. And then once you get to the ground, breathe and relax. You can lower your knees from one side to the other, just letting go of the hips, letting go of any unnecessary tension that you feel this morning. Just relax. Nice and easy. Let's try another set of those. So again, with the knees bent, I'm going to tuck my butt underneath. I'm going to press through those heels, pressing into a nice strong bridge. And once I'm here, I just want to explore the sensations, perhaps rotate my neck from side to side. Get those arms into different positions, perhaps even add a reach, allowing the ground to compress into my tissues, which helps to hydrate my tissues, right? Inhale, exhale. Let's go ahead and extend the distance between the top of our head and the tip of our tailbone, almost like one of those old school pirate, like, telescopes or whatever. It's extending. And then as you're doing that, you're lowering one vertebrae at a time and really feeling the micro movements, the tiniest movement. That's what I want you to feel for. The littlest movement as you go. And once your sacrum makes contact with the ground, just totally let everything go. Let your knees fall to one side and then the other. Another fun thing to do is to lead with one leg and let the connective tissue in between the legs, so the adductors, allow them to be what pulls the other leg over. Explore that sensation and notice how that feels. Breathing deeply and expansively, but slowly exhaling so that we're starting to calm ourselves down. Okay, guys, one more time. Let's do one last bridge. So again, our knees are bent, tucking the butt underneath, press through the heels, nice strong bridge. Feel those glutes nice and strong. You can straighten out each one of the legs a couple times, seeing if you can maintain that nice strong hip position. So even though we're calming everything down, we're still keeping things nice and active and nice and strong. Okay? Okay, let's lower those hips down, but one vertebrae at a time, almost like you're moving, like you're flexing through the spine and tucking your butt underneath as you lower one vertebrae at a time, and then relax it down. Okay, guys, arms overhead, hands moving in the opposite direction of the feet. We're going to do a couple what I like to call Pilates rolls. And all we're going to do is we're going to lead with the belly button. We're going to roll onto our side and bring our knees towards our elbows. Extend back through the arms and legs. Go to the other side. Bring the elbows and knees together and then extend. So we're alternating from side to side. This is tremendous for people that have suffered any type of back injury or back pain. This is a great way to get all the abdominal musculature activated. Internal, external, oblique, rectus, transverse, quadratus lumborum. Everything gets a little bit of action on this one. And we're using the support of the ground to keep this movement safe but optimally functional. You can try to do that transition by keeping the arms and legs off the ground. Nice and easy. Okay, guys. From here, let's go ahead. We're just going to relax everything down, palms to the ceiling. We got 3 breaths left, and then we're going to end this sucker. So let's go ahead and just turn our attention inside. Let go of any tension that you have. 3 diaphragmatic breaths on your own speed, just really filling those lungs as much as you possibly can, and letting go of tension as you exhale, nice and slow. Feel the support of the ground under your body. Breathing in expansively. Expanding those lower ribs, front, sides, and back like a barrel, just really filling it up, or like an accordion. You can feel the opening of the lungs. Wherever you are, one more breath for me, please. Breathing in. Exhale nice and slow. Okay, guys, rock yourselves up to an upright seated position on your mat. Shake it out. Add a little bit of scalp massage, a little bit of neck massage. You can add a little bit of shoulder massage. Whatever you need to wrap up your session and give yourself whatever other micro movements you need, micro nutrition, if you will, so that we can go throughout the rest of our day feeling awesome and powerful. How'd you guys do? You guys enjoy yourselves today? I sure hope so. Feel free to write any comments in the chat box. And we can turn that off. Okay, guys, so remember, next week, same time, same channel, bring your family and friends. Let everyone and anyone know about this. Oh, right on, Veronica. I'm glad you liked it. Right on. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all the work you do for our department. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I'm just really thankful for you guys staying consistent with me and moving with me every Thursday. I appreciate it. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday. You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you. Thanks for being ninja every week. Every week. Okay, guys. Have an awesome day. Talk to you later.